So I know you can't see much. This has been one of the worst mornings for me so far. The creek was too high to cross with waders, too fast. Got to another part to sit down. This buckyard property is new to me, and got sat down, got comfortable, felt good about it, and lightning started showing up. The one patch of rain coming through decided to build into a storm. So, needless to say, me and Isaac will squeeze into a small box. He just let me know it's a metal box, but better than where I was.
We're on our way to the hunting land down here in Union County. Today's the first annual HuntersAlike buck young hunt. We're hoping to start this as a yearly tradition where, you know, as many of the guys get together as we can to hunt over a the buck young product to help support our sponsor. They've done a lot for us and been very gracious, and hope to make this an annual event. Me and Ryan are heading down this morning. Travis will be here this afternoon. Anyways, looking forward to it. First annual HuntersAlike buck young hunt, and y'all stay tuned. It's been lightning, storms are coming, and Ryan is running across the field, trying to get to me. We might not be able to hunt because we'll probably have a heart attack. Yeah, he stopped running. He's not gonna make it.
Isaac told me where to go, showed me on the map where a stand was, and actually had to use his dad's waders. Took those with me to get across the creek, and got to the creek. He told me if I could see the rocks, it'd be okay to cross. I couldn't, so I gave it a try. Dark, new property, didn't know what I was doing. 2 steps in, and I was already up to about here, so I knew no way. So across the field real quick, found a great spot, great setup, got hunkered down there. Next thing I know, I see a flash in the sky, and I didn't know what that's lightning. And then another one. Man, I was like, this it just wasn't gonna work out for me there. So I sent Isaac a message, asked if he's in a box. I was like, hey man, is there room for 2? He's like, didn't really have much room, but we're gonna squeeze in. So I had to get up, start walking again. And you'll see on camera, I tried to film and talk a little bit as I'm walking / running. Oh, well, that's not fun. Now I'm going across, you can see lightning popping in the background. And I realized about halfway there, Isaac had mentioned it was a metal box I was running to, so wasn't the brightest idea, but
It was dry.
it was dry and somewhat, you know, I wouldn't say me comfortable, it was tight. But that morning was slow.
I know we all got a kick out of Ryan sprinting across that field.
So you see that lightning and realize you're the only thing in the middle of the field. You get across it quick.
It's so funny, we were following that light and then lightning struck and that light starts bouncing and moving faster.
Tell you, I got my workout in this morning. It's days like today that you might actually kill something where you least expect it.
We thought we might see something once the rain stopped, but it's slow morning, there's nothing moving.
We're going, like I said, we came out here, rain, lightning, sat it out, gave it a try, just down to the last about 18 hours of the season, so hopefully this buck young will bring them in. We'll freshen it up here pretty soon.
after I got down there and we had scouted around a little bit and kind of checked out some other options, because it had been raining so much, the whole property that we were on was just flooded. It was just a mud hole, and you can see that from some of the video of us just using the road bed to get in. We did, as we were scouting, I put some of my waders on and crossed that creek that Ryan tried to go across that morning, carefully at that, and found out that with waders on I could get across. So I actually geared up and walked across the creek and hunted in waders for that evening. All evening there, got to see some really cool turkey action that evening. A large group of turkeys flew across the creek kind of early in the afternoon, and were feeding through that field out in front of me. And then another group of toms flew across, and then they started fighting and sparring out in the field out in front of me. That was quite the show. I didn't have the camera with me for that. All I had was my phone because of the water being so high and be afraid of flooding. Didn't want to damage the camera, but no deer for that evening. And after got finished hunting, came out and went up to Yadkin County. And Ryan and I went and did it was a New Year's Eve. It was a 5.5K that started at midnight. So after we get done hunting in Union County, was it right at 2 hours to drive from Union to Yadkin?
About 2 hours.
And it was about 2.5 hours to drive from my house to Union. So 2.5 hours down, hunt, then 2 hours up to Yadkin, and then we did that 5.5K, and I drove straight back down to Union, just in time to get dressed and head back into the woods to take a nap in the stand before the sun came up. Luckily, the creek had actually gone down a little bit compared to being up to here. Initially, it was actually down about mid-thigh by the time I had come back that morning, because there hadn't been any new rain. But I got all set up in the stand and leaned my head against the tree, and the next thing I know, the sun was up. I woke up real careful and just opened my eyes, and there were, I think it was 7 does standing out in front of me. It took a little time letting my heart settle down and watched them for just a few minutes as they grazed across in front of me. And they were actually, all of them were shaken off, because I was asleep I didn't get to watch this part. But they crossed that creek, that flooded creek behind me, I guess, and every single one of them was out in the middle of that field shaking off, and just this whole cloud of water was coming off of them every time one of them would shake, so you could tell they were wet from crossing. Wish I could have seen it. But I picked out what I thought was the most mature doe of the group. It was the last day to hunt, and that was my opportunity. Well, the rest is history. You saw the shot, and it was not my proudest day. Still, actually haven't had a chance to shoot the rifle yet, so I don't. I'm gonna say it's the equipment until I prove otherwise. That was a really easy shot, or should have been an easy shot.
It's always the equipment with him. A 70-yard shot, I think, your equipment's got to be pretty bad to be off.
Well, that wraps up our first annual HuntersAlike buck yum hunt. We had a great time, even though the weather didn't cooperate very well. The buck yum bait pile was on the right side of that field Travis was in, and those does definitely looked to be heading straight to it. A huge thanks to everyone over at Buck Yum for your support this year. This product really produced big for us. 3 8-point bucks and 3 does between our team and guest hunters. We can't say enough good things about this product and the people behind it. We're very excited to see what the future holds for HuntersAlike and Buck Yum. Y'all be sure to follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, head to our website, www.huntersalike.com, to see all of our videos from season 1. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.
you got that on film.
I missed most of it. I was too far up. I didn't get it. You want to do it again? Take two?
I told you that's how it was.
I know. I couldn't get back quick enough.